Danny, is this the chair you use?
Not anymore.
We're
Not for
good.
about a year.
Yeah, because there's a wheel missing.
Oh, no, not for about a year.
Okay.
Can't explain that. No, that's usually Ellie's chair. In the
Ellie
regular-
did it,
Well,
okay.
who took the wheel?
Well, that's usually your chair, so.
I haven't sat there in a long time.
I know.
Yeah.
Stepped out.
It's live, Chris.
Just because I didn't wear green, so what could happen? God, I should've.
So did I, Vince.
I said we're good.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, we'll now resume our regular meeting. The next item on the agenda is the personnel report. And I will entertain a motion to accept it.
Also moved.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. We'll now move on to old and new business.
Yeah, under old business, the first thing I have is just an update on the body scanner. We have been utilizing it. Currently, right now, we have about 8 or 9 staff members that are able to utilize it, went through the training process and testing process for it, and have all been successfully completed that. We've probably done close to 90 scans at this point, doing the weekenders as well as new individuals coming into the facility. We actually had one individual that we did see some paraphernalia on, and that evidence was all turned over to the county detective, and he had started his investigation today. He was up to speak to the inmate and some of the staff as well that were involved with it, so it's definitely doing its job at this point.
Warden, I know that there have been some concerns at some other facilities that the training isn't adequate to properly identify, the body parts from things. Do you find the training to be adequate, or is there something more we need to do?
I think it's very adequate. I mean, it showed exactly that it was, where it was in the body, and we're able to actually kind of put a little box around that and kind of blow the picture up a little bit to show it better. So I think it's fine. I don't know, there are several different types of body scanners out there, so I don't know, maybe if it's, some of the different ones that others are utilizing, but, the staff seems to be working fine. They're picked it up very quickly, and, I haven't had any issues with it to this point.
Okay.
Two questions I have. How long does it take to scan someone?
It's roughly like about under 15 seconds.
15 seconds?
They stand on it, they're told to hold still, the button's pressed, they go across the conveyor belt and back, and the image is there, simultaneously, it kind of comes across after it's finished.
And I don't know if you could, or if it doesn't make sense, can you randomly scan the existing inmate population?
We could if we had some probable cause reasons for it, but, if there was no reasons for doing so, we wouldn't look to do that.
Okay.
Any questions on the body scanner? Okay, the next thing I have is the roof project. We received some information and quotes from Tremco on the roof, and I don't know if there were any questions or concerns about that, or what the next steps would be.
My understanding is that the scheduled presentation for today was postponed until a later date, and we're going to reschedule that and then potentially hold a special meeting to adopt whatever decision the board wants to make.
And the last thing I had under old business was the prison study. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Okay,
sir.
yeah, so the prison study is now scheduled to begin on or about April 19th, 2021, once the personnel actions are completed.
Under new business, just to remind everyone, there were a couple emails sent out about the spring PIMIC meeting, which goes over our cost management, our costs for medical services at the facility. That is scheduled for April 14th at 10:30 via Zoom. And the last thing I have under new business is the control panel upgrade proposal that I sent out from CSI. There had been some back and forth on this a little bit. The company's kind of, I guess, in a little bit of a bind that they can't do a net 30 for the entire project. So what I had requested from them was a proposal that we would have the materials sent to the facility, and once they were there, you know, we would pay for the materials, and then all the ancillary services at the end after the installation's completed and everything would be the remaining balance. We had done this approximately about 3 or 4 years ago when we put the new camera system in. We did the same kind of thing. I know it's a little different than what we normally do. It's usually a normal net 30 at the completion of the project for everything, but I'm requesting, since it would be a little bit of a financial hardship for CSI to do that, if we could have the materials paid for once they're delivered to the correctional facility, and then pay for the remaining balance at the end of installation when everything's complete. The total cost for materials is $80,186.06, and the total cost for the installation and ancillary services is $142,278, for a total cost of $222,464. I did budget $225,000 for this project, so we're roughly about, you know, just a little under 2,600 under that budgeted amount.
Well, it appears as though that the decision is really to be made by the governing body, not by the prison board, correct? Okay. Anything under new or old business, board?
That's all I have on the new world business.
Okay, we'll move on to correspondence. Is there any correspondence?
I had old business.
Oh, okay.
It was just, was with the collection of the money on the live scan. Not that I got real far into it, but it just came up yesterday. We had people coming from the clerk's office, not knowing where to pay. They were sending them to our office or sending them back up to the prison. It was going a little bit back and forth. Then I got a call this morning, and I wasn't able to get through the emails or anything, but it was from District Magistrate Kistner on his concerns on that he was taking, like, if they pay by check, there's a lot of checks that bounce down there, I guess, apparently, or whatever, and then paying it there, and then it's creating an accounting nightmare. He was more like going to, if we're gonna do it this way, that he doesn't wanna either collect the money there, and it should be backloaded, and not even get into that discount thing, just charge a flat fee and just be done with it. That way everybody isn't bouncing around with it. I understood, you know, not having the prison collect the money, because they're not, you know, nobody's bonded. It's not a situation where you want the prison collecting the money, but on the alternative, you know, now we get into a debate again over the incentive of paying up front, but who, you know, till they get it up, take it up there, but they gotta come down here, or are they at the magistrate? That's all, I'm just raising it. I have no position on it, but these concerns came to me, especially for my ADAs, because the people were asking them where do they have to go, and we weren't sure, because, like I said, the clerk, I don't know how much the clerk was in on this, or what they knew, or what they were supposed to do.
So Attorney Greek is saying that there's some confusion with the clerk's
Yep,
role and with the magistrate's role.
yep.
Warden, is that something that you could check into with those two entities and find out
So
what
I
the
might-
issues are?
I might be able to help a little bit.
Okay.
The court administrator, Greg Armstrong, spoke to me earlier today. There's a new notice that he's putting out to make available, I believe, to defendants, and it tells them that basically there's no payments being made at the prison, and that cash payments only will be accepted at the magistrate's office, and it has to be paid to get the discount of $75 on or before the preliminary hearing date. So I know he just coincidentally came to me today about that. So he's in the process of doing that. And I know there also has to be an administrative order change too, because the old administrative order talked about how it had to be paid at the prison, I think, so we have to take that away, so that'll be corrected as well, but Greg is putting together a notice. Other than the cash payments at the magistrates, I don't know that there's other payments that will be made anywhere else. I mean, we can look at perhaps the clerk's office, but my belief is the payments then, if they're not made hearing date at the magistrate, it'll be the $100 at cost of collections once they're sentenced.
Right, I
I think it
believe
was-
my understanding was is that people were going to the clerk's office, and the clerk's office wasn't sure what their role was. Is that correct?
And that-
Yeah, I think so.
And that could be, and I'll have to let Greg know that, and
Okay.
Greg can get over to the clerk's office.
Okay, all right, so that might be reasonable.
It's kind of strange to me because I did have conversation with Tyra and even with Greg and everything about this.
Correct, yeah.
Because I mean,
In the
Tyra was the one that
process.
said me that they could even do this online, through the portal as well, could be a
Correct.
third option for them to do this, so, I don't know where the disconnect is there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, it was just a circus yesterday, and it already got to the judge and they were already straightening it out, but.
Well, I didn't know about what you said, but I did know Greg came to me, just like I said coincidentally.
Okay, so the matter may be resolved with the.
I'll have to
court
have
administrator.
Greg check base with Tyra.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. And is there any other new or old business? Okay, and we'll move on to correspondence. Any correspondence to report? No. Solicitors report, Mr. Solicitor, nothing?
No report.
Okay. And we move on to the next item. Is there any further business before the prison board today? Okay, that being said, we will move for adjournment. Thank you very much.
Nicholas, can you ensure it's all shut down, please? And then if you just confirm for us that it's shut down, because we're not looking at the page
How
here.
you been?
Good, how about you?
Oh, well.
Good.
Stuff.
Okay, good. Hard time of season, pick teams to go to and everything, and I think he's losing a little bit, it's not in a bad way. Keep going with that.
It's probably that it was
You know what I mean?
right
He
there.
doesn't lose much of that work.
Right on about 2
Now he's
o'clock.
on track. And it's good. So-
Yeah, it is good.